Okay, third and last video of this lesson. We're going to continue working with the video game data, but we're going to do a little bit more advanced sorting and filtering so that we can actually get something more interesting than just raw summary statistics. So let me share the screen out to you here. And here we are again. Okay, so this is the same one that we had before. All right, so this is our summary statistics of user scores along with, let's see, count, minimum, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't actually want those anymore. I'm just going to get rid of them for the time being. So you can do a little bit more advanced sorting in Excel, or not Excel, Google Sheets, by just highlighting the data. So I hit Control A to do that, or Command A on the Mac. And if you find the little filter here, you can create a new filter. And what this does is it allows you to sort things, A to Z, or smallest to largest, that sort of thing. So I could sort, oops, didn't mean to do that. I can sort all of my, say, European data from smallest to largest. Or I can then, let's see, cancel that. If I didn't want it, let's see here, I can actually just take all my filters and turn them back off. Now, the filter view that I have there, turning on filters, I can go back and save old filters. I can see how it is that I sorted things, and it will sort across the entire data set. So I could sort next by genre. So it's going to have all the action and then all of the all the Europeans by action type or by genre type. And if I scroll down, they're going to go from action, then there's adventure, and then the European ones are going in order there. And you can get really complicated sorts this way. I actually tend to get myself kind of twisted around in this. So one tool that I really like instead of just sorting and filtering is what's called a pivot table. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to just highlight your data. So Control A to get all your data, or Command A on the Mac. I'm going to come over here to data and then do pivot table. Now I'm going to do in an existing sheet, and you'll see what this means in a second. And I'm going to scroll over here to the side and just highlight some blank area there and press OK. And then I'm going to press Create. So what this does is that it creates a data table where we're going to take summary information from the data. So all the data that we had highlighted, now we have some control. So say, for example, I want my rows, if I click Add, let's let my rows be the genre of video games. So I've got action, adventure, fighting, miscellaneous, platform, etc. Okay. And now I'm going to take the columns. Let's make these be another categorical variable. So maybe, let's see here. Maybe those would be the ratings. E is for everyone, E10 plus, M for mature, T for teen, etc. And now I need to fill in some information here. Those would be the values. So if I click Add on my values, maybe I want my user scores inside of here. Now, pivot tables are not always going to be super smart about what these user scores are. Right? So this says sum, which I don't really want to add up the user scores. It doesn't make any sense to have a user score of 144.7 for mature shooter games. Doesn't make any sense. Let's instead do an average, which if I click on this little arrow, I can just find average. Now if I look at mature shooter games, 6.89 is the average score. That's actually pretty cool. The user score, I can get this really fine-grained detail, which is pretty nice. So I leave it to you to build a couple more pivot tables. You're going to in the next problems anyway. This idea of a pivot table is really very powerful. It allows you to get lots of summary statistics over many, many different categories kind of all at once. Now, I can do lots of other things to this too. I can add filters. So I can say, let's only take where the North American scores Let's see here. Maybe I want to take, oh, you know what? Let's cancel that. You know what? For right now, I want to leave filters off. I've got a better data set coming up later where we'll do filters. So for right now, don't worry about that. What about this though? What if I wanted the average and the standard deviation? So, oops, I can come in here and get the standard deviation, and it shows me all the standard deviations here. I can change this back to average, and I can bounce between the two, and I can actually get both of those pieces of information. Or I could go build two different data tables or pivot tables to get this. Right? There's lots of ways that you can use pivot tables. So what I recommend that you do is you walk through what I just walked you through now 3 or 4 times, because there's a bunch of little sneaky mouse clicks there. Make sure that you can reproduce the one that I just did, and then the next couple of questions are going to have you producing other pivot tables to answer some questions. And I think that's going to be the end of the videos for this particular lesson. So thanks for hanging in there, and we'll proceed with the next lesson next time.